Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Today we will keep discussing about money. So I remember in last episode we discussed about the money, the functions of money, the three main functions. And today we want to discuss the quantity theory of money. So having defined what money is and describe how it is controlled and measured, we can now examine how the quantity of money affects the economy. To do this, we need a theory of how the quantity of money is related to other economic variables, such as prices and incomes. The theory we will now develop, called the quantity theory of money, is rooted on in the work in the early series, including the philosopher and economist David Hume. It remains the leading explanation for how money affects the economy in the long run. So now we need to have four factors, which is the money, the velocity, the price, and the transaction. We all know money, but and also we probably also know price. And transactions means like trade, the amount of trade happened. So there is a quantity equation, money multiplied by velocity equals to price multiplied by transaction. So examine each of the four variables in this equation. So right-hand side of the quantity equation tells us about transactions. So T is the total number of transactions during some period of time. Like if you want to measure by years, then it is all the transactions that happen in the year, the number of transactions. And P is the price of a typical transaction, the number of dollar exchange. So the typical transaction, like it can be like some average transaction, like we just use an average data to multiply by the total number of transactions. So like we can see the product of P and T equals to the number of dollar exchange in one certain period of time, which is 1 year. For example, also we limited this economy only sells bread. So for example, the price of the bread is like $5 and the total transaction happen is 10. So now the total number of dollars being exchanged between customers and also the supplier is 5 multiplied by 10, which is 50. So this is what the right hand side of the equation represents. So left hand side, the quantity equation tells us the money used to make the transaction. So money is quantity of money, V is called transaction velocity of money, and measured at the rate which money circulates in the economy. So still we use the example of bread. For example, I knew that the right hand side equal to 50. Then the total money money supply is, let's say, $25. So the velocity is easy to see that it is 2. So it means you can see also the example is $30 per year. So if you get both left hand side data and right hand side data, we can see it just like what I previously mentioned. It is 2 times per year or 3 times per year. It is how the money is circulating in an economy system. The quantity equation is an identity. The definitions of the four variables make it true. This type of equation is useful because it shows that if one of the variable changes, one more of others must also change to maintain the equality. For example, if quantity of money increases and the velocity of money remains unchanged, then either the price or the number of transactions must rise. So we need to prove that the equation is right. So for P multiplied by T, within a nation the transaction being happened multiplied by the average price. So we can see how many dollars is exchanged. So if you say $100 is exchanged, then if you see the government only give out 1/3 of the supply, you may feel confused. That is because the rate of the transaction is happening is 3 times, so per year. So it means on averagely speaking, each dollar has been circulated in the whole economy by 3 times, which is from supplier to customer to supplier to customer. This is how it circulates. So we can also use the velocity to measure how the money the rate of the money circulates to ensure that we can print money or stop printing it in appropriate time to avoid hyperinflation from happening. Thank you all for listening and have a nice day.